Now I'm flexing. Ish, Naomi, chill. You know, because I wasn't even trying. Like in 2015, the internet was just coming in to show me that, you know, there's other careers. I can be a YouTuber, I can be a TikToker, I can be a creative. I didn't have that. Everything I knew, just like my life completely fell apart. So of course I was suicidal. Part 2 begins. It's the beginning of part 2, equity. I ended up being like the top in German in the country. So they usually pick like top kids in different districts, and then like for things like top in German, top in art, top in what, like that. So that's how I ended up there. They called my dad, and my dad refused to tell me. He wanted me to go back. He was like, equity can wait. I think it was his ego that was speaking at this point, because surely, like, your kid has been called by equity, and this had been a thought that I had in high school, that I was like, surely it can't be me, I'm not that great. And this was an opportunity of a lifetime, and he wanted me to pass it up so that I go back and get that A. You see how the pressures of performing well just almost broke my family, almost broke my parents' marriage, you know? And it really isn't that serious. It isn't that big of a deal. But I joined Equity, and I like met wonderful people, and we had a good time. And then there's a thing called college counseling, where they train you how to apply like to universities, specifically in the US. Like we used to do like SATs, ACTs. So I joined. Again, they used to rank us, and in every exam that we did, we used to do an exam if like morning hours of the day, and then in the evening, like during the day, our mentors mark the exams. So at night, they would rank us. I was always top. I was always top in those exams. And you see, here I am with all the people like that Equity had picked that were the brightest. Man, my brains are just. I wasn't trying. Like, I mean, I've never been like one of those people who like doesn't sleep and works so hard. I'm just like, I'm just vibing, you know. Wanna teach me? I love to learn. No, not gonna lie. So when I learn, I'm learning for the sake of learning, and then when the exam comes, I'm just okay, so you know. But I learned the things I need. Joined college counseling, but my mentors, in their limited knowledge, they were like, you've got an A-, so you can't apply for an Ivy League school. They won't take you, which is a lie. You can. Your KCSE grades, like, it's a cumulative view. I also ended up becoming a mentor. Once you get into a school, you can be like Equity called you back so that you mentor others. That system needs to change, because you see, in that limited knowledge, even me at the time, I was like, you know, KCSE results matter, and what you're saying makes sense. I didn't get an A, I got an A-, so I can't apply to an Ivy League. Anyway, I applied to Vanderbilt. Early decision, that's like specific. It's the only school I applied to, and I got the next chapter of my life, me moving abroad. But I was still so broken. I remember my parents had to beg me to throw me a farewell party, because in my head I was still a failure. Until today, they were like, yeah, we came to that party, it was nice, we wished you well, and by then I got a lot of money from that party. You should throw another one. Because like, I'm lucky that my parents have money, so the people they invite also have a lot of money. Like, even where we live is, yeah, they worked hard. I'm grateful for that. August 2017, I moved to the US. What am I going to study? Engineering, because I'm good at math. And before that didn't allow you to discover who you were. You had to do it all on your own. And at this point, like, I didn't even know that was an option. So they told me, because you're good at math, you go study engineering. I was like, cool. I guess engineering it is. At the time I've always liked like taking things apart and putting them together, which is crazy because that's exactly what I'm doing. I make this is like all the beads I'm wearing, I make them. My business, shameless. And so I wrote about this in my like application essay, and they were like, yeah, seems like a good fit. Seems like engineering is a good fit, so come. I was lucky that I ended up in an amazing school. I'm so glad I didn't go to an Ivy League. First, because of the weather. I'm not a cold girl. And Ivy Leagues are like in the Northeast, and they have like really, really tough winters. Number two, the culture of the school. Ivy Leagues have a very, like, I'm gonna show you off. Like, all of my friends who went to Harvard, like the ones that I know, they've taken breaks from Harvard because of like getting to Harvard isn't it. Not just Harvard, Harvard, Dartmouth, Cornell, all these places. I have friends who went there. Getting there is not it. You still have to prove yourself, you know? Like to be in a friend group, you have to show people this is why I'm qualified to be here. To be in a club, you have, you know, and that culture was not existent in Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt was in the South. Everyone is just like vibes. How are you doing? Do you need anything? We'll take care of you. And I honestly, that's exactly what I needed at that time. Because you see, I'm coming in so broken and I've not yet healed all of that trauma that I'm coming with. Yeah, so chapter 1 was high school, chapter 2 was equity, chapter 3 is Vanderbilt. At Vanderbilt, I like met amazing people, and for the first time I experienced joy, like true joy, because in addition to all of this that was happening with like KCSE and everything, I was not happy at home. Like home has used to be, now I'm in charge, I'm in control, like you can't do anything. I just had a lot of childhood trauma. Story for another day. So I was experiencing true joy for the first time. I was experiencing community that like we bond over shared values, people who don't want anything from me, which is very unique for the US. You go to the US and everyone wants something from you, but at Vanderbilt, everyone was just like, we care about the same thing, let's hang out. And that was just amazing. I really enjoyed it. Ended up studying abroad in Germany, my second semester of second year. So that's like sophomore year spring. I was in Europe, and there like no one knew me. At this point, I guess I had just like, you know, I'd been healing slowly, and then Germany was just the peak of my healing. For the first time, because no one knew me, I got to reinvent myself completely. My belief systems changed, the things I care about changed. Like that's why I realized I don't care about engineering like that. I'm not trying to build cars and like work for Elon Musk. Capitalism sucks. I want to help people, and I care so much about the environment and climate change. I'm still going to do something about that soon. I'm not doing it now, but you see, all of even like Christianity threw it in the backseat. Story for another day. Germany just showed me how limiting Christianity was. Like the whole time, you see, like since KCSE, I was like feeling conflict with this Christian God. I'm like, what is going on? And Germany just showed me how limiting and restricting it is, and I need to like put that aside to live my life fully. And even like discovering my sense of style, the things that bring me joy, all of this, just like studying abroad was like a really long retreat that someone else was paying for, and I had like amazing experiences. I got to visit like 10 different countries. I will list them down here because that's the point of this video. When I came back to the US, 2020, COVID happened. So when COVID came, your girl got depressed because I was not around anyone. I'm an introvert in the sense that I need time by myself to re-energize, but like being around people is a need, community is a need, you know? And since I didn't have that, and then like I went through, like they accused me of plagiarism at school, and I was going through this like entire court system, and just like I broke. Second time I became suicidal. But this one was suicidal in a place where I had a safety net. So like they saw the court system, it's called Honor Council, they saw how broken I was by this experience, so they referred me to the University Counseling Center. Right now I think we might have a different name. And then honestly I don't know who was watching out for me, my angel, my guardian spirit, I don't know. I got the best therapist in the blog. By the time I was graduating, Dr. Sierra Scott was being appointed the head of the University Counseling Center. So we started working together in of 2020, and like within a month of working together, she's like, you need antidepressants, like you're not okay. Like this is your baseline is like everyone's baseline is here and yours is here. So she referred me to a psychiatrist, also amazing, Dr. Heather Heminger. Shout out to you. If you're still at Vanderbilt, I'd like to give you all a raise. Dr. Scott was like the mother that I never had, because I have a lot of like mother wounds. And just like working with her, we worked together for a year, and because I graduated in May of 2021, and the contracts don't allow them to keep working with students once they've graduated. But that 1 year was transformative in so many ways. She helped me like embrace myself, recognize and realize that the things that my mom did to me were abuse. It's not just hitting a child because African parents it was physical abuse. And accepting that was tough. I remember we didn't end that session well, but now I'm like, yeah, she hurt me. And that was the first time that I started like embracing my ego, because I didn't have an ego. I didn't love myself. Like, for you to want to kill yourself, you don't love yourself. So I have a lot of compassion for people who are going through that, because suicide is 100% preventable. It's the leading preventable cause of like death around the world. Someone dying by suicide is a reflection of society. Society failed them because it's 100% preventable. Working with Doctor's Court and graduating, and like this was after my transformation in Germany. So like my last 2 years of uni, best 2 years of my life. I would do it all over again, but like that, not the way I started, the way I ended up finishing it. And if you had asked me at any time, I wanted to move back home after graduating. Immediately after graduating, I wanted to pack my bags and move back home. But I let societal pressures get to me. So this is gonna be enough.
It's been 30 minutes of just talking to this camera. So I don't know what part this is. To see myself, I need to wear my glasses. I'm blind. There we go. My hair don't like this look. Okay, we're gonna stick with it. My nose is so itchy, man. You can give me a second. I don't know, like I guess that's why it's itchy. I need to like plug myself, right?
Thank you guys so much for watching till the end. This video was really difficult for me to edit, so I appreciate it so much. If you relate to anything I said, please comment down below. Bye.